Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Motorsport Manager, returning to the Predator Racing Group and the Worst to Best Challenge. And it's the second race of the 4th season, and we're more or less ready to go, so let's get going. Now, pole-wise, we're going to be more towards the middle of the pack yet again, so 9th and 13th, because we actually had a pretty decent finish last time. I'm not sure how we'll do this time around, because we're not going to have the lack of reliability in the cars as much as we had for the first race of the season. Oh, I am going to tell, before we get too far going, allow teammate through for Santa Ana so Santa Ana can get ahead if she's given the opportunity, which she just did, and then lost. Alright, well, 10th and 12th, now 13th, now 14th, not bad. London is getting back into the position she was in, so that's good to see, briefly. And she's fighting. Let's go ahead and speed up time still more. So we're 11th and 14th. Still in our sponsorship. But unfortunately, we continue to fall here. And there goes Santa Ana through. And we're in 14th and 18th now. Temperature still needing to go up in the tires. We're going to have rain coming in relatively soon. So we're going to be getting rid of these tires when that happens. We've got a little time. I could attack with the tires, knowing that they will last as long as we need them to, but I'm happy with what we've got going. Okay, I lie. We're going to attack now. Because it's clear these tires are going to last longer than we need them to. So 14th, 19th right now. And it's going to be a real indicator of whether or not I continue to go through the practices or just simulate them for the future. Because I think there is a real advantage in doing the practices. So the rain should be coming in fairly soon. We're going to have to be watching what the AI does here. So I'm going to switch back to a push strategy for both of our tires. Okay, now we're in 17th and 20th, and this is a really bad sign. To me, anyway. Alright, so we're not pitting yet. As much as it says rain right now, it's not saying it's raining right now. There's been very little water buildup. Okay, now it's coming in. We'll have to see what the cars in the front do. What I might do is I might have Lawton pit here, even though she's in the back, just so that we don't have our two cars pitting at the same time. And we'll put on intermediates. And fuel up. I'll just take the 6 seconds for now. And pit. Alright, it's probably too last second for Santa Ana pit, but we're going to try. Intermediates, fuel options. Okay, I only want 5 seconds. And there we go. Pit. Yeah, it was too late, so she's going to have to go around one lap on the tire she's got. Okay, so we can back off here. And I'm just going to preemptively do that here. So these guys are going to catch up to us for sure. But everybody in front of us kind of stuck out, so not too much of a disadvantage for what we did. And hey, that means that the intermediate tires that we just took are going to last longer. Okay, so we're in 18th and 19th right now, which is not great, to be honest with you. But it's about where we were before that pit happened. And we use those tires to their fullest, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and push with these tires, though, to get temperature up in them. And I guess you can push a little bit here. Try and keep this guy in 19th off your butt. Alright. Let's just keep going around. I have a feeling we're going to be at the back of the pack for the most part for this race. And it looks like, you know, where cars are still far behind. We're 10th performance-wise on the field, and, you know, that's going to continue to hurt us. But we'll have to see. At the end of the race, Santana might be able to make some things up just because of her nurse ability. But with so few parts that are not spec parts, cars aren't going to have nearly the reliability problems. On the other hand, though, we do have a better factory than a lot of other people have, probably. So we can get our reliability up faster than maybe they can. Because we do have the #1 headquarter ranking, anyway, in our series. Okay, well, things are going, I would say, pretty well. Santana is holding off Chu here. We've got quite a gap here between us and the rest of the team. I mean, we're close to 17 and 16, but everybody else is pretty far out in front of us, so that is a little bit concerning. Another thing is concerning is the fact that, well, I guess our tire lives are different. So Lawton, yeah, okay. Let's go to a neutral stance here. I think we've got enough temp in these tires to back off for a while. There's no way our tires are going to last this entire period of wetness. We're actually catching up here, looks like. I wonder what's going on with this car, that we're catching up to him so easily. I have a feeling, though, catching up like this is actually going to cost me position, because I think this guy's finally going to win out over us as we try and pass this guy. Is this guy... Okay, so we're in 17th. Alright, they're complaining about pitting for wets. I don't have any plans to do that, as it's not going to be that wet. Yeah, and as I thought, that passing the one guy caused us to lose the other position. Yeah, we're still good on tires, although we might want to push a little bit here to get the temperature back in. Fuel's also good. And our tire life is doing decently. As a matter of fact, we get up into 17th. Okay. Well, Santana's not doing too bad. Lawton's probably going to have to pit here, and I'm going to go ahead and do so. It might be a little late to cue the pit now, but we might be able to get away with it. We're going to pit. We're going to fuel up without adding on any extra time, hopefully. And that will do. I mean, that might be a little bit of a mistake not adding on time, but if I can avoid it, I will. Alright, so that worked, looks like. Let's stick with Santana. Okay, so you're out on the freshest tires on the field. Other people will be pitting here. Soon-ish. No, I'm not changing to wets. So the car in the 18th position is currently queuing a pit. Doesn't necessarily help me. Alright, I think Santana's going to have to pit this time round, so let us I'm not going to be able to last until it gets dry, so that sucks, unfortunately, but that's just the way it's going to be. And I'm probably going to have to take more fuel. I'm going to take a 6-second pit here. I might be calling it close on the fuel, but I think we'll be okay. And you can push your tires too. And so can you, just to get some temperature up in there. And we'll probably stay on the push strategy with these tires she's about to get, because it's not going to be wet for much longer. I really am tempted, though, to not pit. But I got it. I got it with all the fuel, for sure. Maybe I shouldn't have added time, though, because we're probably going to pit again shortly to get rid of these intermediates. Okay, I'm going to go on neutral here. Okay, you're out. And attack with these tires, please. Because it's not going to be wet for long. And you can push with these tires. So hopefully we can pass this guy up ahead. Okay, we get up into 18th. Alright, she's really attacking here. Good job, Santana. I'm going to back off a little bit just because of how high the temperatures are getting here. Alright, I don't know what that was all about. Alright, so we're up into 12th. Oh, you know what? That's why. Because these guys switched to dry tires way earlier than they should have. That, maybe they still need to work on the AI, because that is way too early. Okay, gonna have to start thinking about pitting here, but it's still plenty wet. And I'm just a little bit concerned because our two cars are too close together. I'm going to pit with Lottinen first. And then we'll take... We don't have that many laps to go. I might be okay on sauce, but that's probably calling it a little close. But we're going to do it. And that... We're going to get excess fuel, too, so that's good. And that's only a 6-second pit. Let's go for it. And then we'll stick with Santa Ana. And then after this, we'll pit with Santa Ana. Might keep her out on wets too long, but we made up a lot of ground on people. We'll get you softs. Fuel you up. Okay, you can take that much fuel without adding time, which is plenty of fuel. And there you go, 5 seconds is pretty good. And doesn't look like we're running that slow. Matter of fact, we're still catching guys. I kind of wonder if the AI did this because they were trying to run the, this is the last set of tires I'm going to take strategy. But we're into 15th and 17th, and a lot of that, I didn't check her condition. She might be okay. Suspension's a little rough. But I probably even could have stayed out longer on those intermediates than I was, so... Interesting. This guy in front of me is having mechanical problems. I don't know if he's going to pit for it, though. He didn't cue it, and it doesn't look like he did. Well, for sure he didn't, because he's right there. We're going to get lapped here. That's weird that the car in first is lapping a car in 15th to kind of see that, but definitely that new patch has changed some dynamics with the way the field is, and honestly maybe a little bit more realistic in the spacing of the cars as the race progresses. Okay, so we have excess fuel. We might be able to burn it at this point, although that is still a lot of laps to go. But I got a guy on my butt, and I think both circumstances, so we want to fight these guys off a little bit with what fuel we have if we're going to have extra. And a lot of other cars are on medium tires, so we should have the speed advantage. Matter of fact, I don't know how Rogers is going to get around the next 3 laps on those tires. Now, we're not coming into a position that gives us points, though. I will underline. We're going to get our sponsorship, more than likely. Okay, so a couple more laps. We've got plenty of fuel. I'm going to keep pushing. Our condition of our parts are a little rough on Lottinen's car, but I think she'll get around. I don't think there's a point in fixing the car now. Okay, so Lottinen gets up into 16th. And I think we're going to find ourselves pretty close to the back of the pack, because I just get the assumption that those teams that don't have points will eventually get points. She can run a couple laps on rough parts, hopefully not having to retire. Alright, so this should be the last lap. I'm not sure if we're going to have to go around again, though, to be honest with you. Let's see what happens when the first car gets across here, because once they get across, we'll be across, and that'll pretty much be it. Yeah, okay. So, if I read this right, that should be it. And you know what? You go into full-on overtake mode, please. Just so you don't get past here. Alright. I'm not too unhappy with the performance of our team, considering that we're ranked 10th and our cars are in 10th and we get 14th and 16th. But whether or not the game will feel that way, I don't know. Seems like they are not too certain of how they decide to rank you sometimes. Oh, car in 11th is taking a while to get around here. Yeah, rough tires. There may be some broken parts. Okay, and through. But definitely, we're doing better than we were in other seasons, but at the same time, reliability is still going to be a factor in these races, and I think this is probably going to be the last race that I go through the effort of doing all the practice setup and everything. I'm just probably going to let the AI simulate it. There is a disadvantage to that, but let's go ahead and continue here. And there are still drivers that don't have points, but only one team that doesn't. So all that has to happen is this team has to get 3 points, and we're at the back of the pack, and it's quite possible we won't get any more points, because to get 8th is going to be really tough for our team. So it's possible, but unlikely, in my opinion. Maybe at the very end of the season, if we get our parts really improved, we'll see a little bit better performance, but I'm just not sure at this point. Well, our morale is up. And hopefully we'll eventually get that secondary bonus with Lottinen's mechanic. and start doing better. See, it ranked us as coming in 8th, whereas last race we came in 7th, even though I'm pretty certain we finished a lot better position-wise. Again, I don't know how it determines this, but all right, whatever. We do get some marketability because we did come in position better than we were expected to. We get some cash here. And we also get our brakes built at the same time, so that's nice to see. So let's go through the email here. So, car condition update, 19 hours. I'm going to reject the interview because I don't care. Okay, and then brakes finished. So, let's go and design a new part. The next race we're doing is Milan. And that means that we're going to want to have a top speed here. We only have 17 days, so this engine may not be all that reliable. But if we stick it on Santana's car with the nurse ability, she might be able to run it okay. We'll have to see. Suspension. Yeah, I think engine is definitely the right call because we have 2 levels of brakes, and I don't know if we can get any higher than that. I don't remember if I have a brake facility. I could check that. Upgrade billings. Do we have we have telemetry center, and we have, where's the other one? Handling development. No, so we don't. So, yeah, so there's not, we can't, unless we wanted to bring up that performance to the same level with Latinen's car that we have in Santana, and there might be a good argument for that. But for now, engine, and we're going to go with this one because it gives us some reliability, which will help. And then I don't want that. Ooh, this is going to really hurt, though. That's the only other thing that gives me a bonus that doesn't give me risk, and risk is not good, obviously. So, but this is going to dip our reliability back down, but it's going to make the part much better, so we're going to have to do it. Because I don't want top speed plus 40 only during qualifying, because that doesn't help us at all. So we'll do that. Brings the reliability overall down to 30%. Not sure how usable that will be 2 days before the race, but we might just be able to get it in. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. Build the part. And confirm. And that may be the last engine we build. We're going to have to repair, though, so let's do that. Car repair complete. It looks like we have another sponsor coming up. Oh, 2 sponsors coming up. So our 16th or better sponsor went away. So we're going to be looking to get that one or something equivalent. All right, car repair finished. So now we can come over and improve our parts. And one thing I'm going to do right off the bat is we're going to start improving the performance there. And we don't need to improve the reliability of those brakes anymore. We have another engine coming, so I don't think we're going to be improving that. We have these 2, which are at 70%, which is good. We're definitely going to be needing to improve the reliability of both of these brakes. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I think that's the right call. These are the things that we want to improve for sure. And, all right, let's go from there. So we've got brakes, which is going to help us for this upcoming race. Interestingly enough, the secondary brakes that we have is actually worse than the other pair of brakes we have. It might have been that I had performance hooked up here, maybe a little too high. Any case, let's go ahead and continue. Until we get that performance, probably the reliability, I mean, up to, I would say the 60% mark on here, and then I'd be happy, and then we could go 10-10 if we get that in before the engine is built, which we may not. All right, let's go ahead and continue. As a matter of fact, when is this going to be done? Doesn't say. 14 days. Okay, that should be a couple days before. All right. Possible improvements. What do we got going on here? Okay. One of our guys just had a great idea about the brakes. I won't bore you with the details, but if we were to re-engineer the electronics, okay, so let's do it. I don't know which brake this is going to affect. Why don't we take a look at it? So 195.201, 152, and 194. So we'll try and remember that and see which brake gets improved when I spend this money. Okay. It improved both of these? Oh, it improved both of these. Pretty sure. Interesting. It didn't improve these two, but it improved the other ones that we built so far. Well, that's great. And it also looks like it improved the maximum level, because I could have swore this was at 270, not 300. So that's fantastic. That really helps. That's the first time I've had that event, so pretty glad to see it. All right, let's go ahead and continue. I mean, we had to pay for it, but that wasn't a whole lot of money, all things considered. Okay, so we've got all three of our sponsor offers here, so let's take a look at them. So we got 12th or above, 10th or above, 14th or above. Well, taking a look at them, I think I have to take 14th or above. Even though 12th or above, I think, is probably the better deal. 250,000 a race is really good. And then 300,000 up front, well, that helps a little bit. But I think 14th or above is the more realistic choice for our team. Because last time, did we finish 14th? So, and that was our better position. We finished 14th. I could be remembering that incorrectly, but I'm going to go with this one just because I think it's more realistic. And then our other one, we've got 6th or above, 5th or above, 8th or above. So, same kind of thing, but 8th or above is kind of what we're going for if we want to get points. Again, I don't know how realistic that is, and I more than likely am not going to choose that as their sponsor bonus, especially as it is higher than the one we had before. So instead, I'm just going to take the upfront cash. So 6th or above, 750,000 up front, accept. Okay. Let me take a look at the improved parts while we're here. So we're at 74% here and 75% there. We're not likely to build another set of suspensions, so let's get this suspension up. And otherwise, we're going to have a new engine. Whether or not we'll be able to use it, I don't know, but 71% is not bad. Yeah, I guess that's what we're going to do here. 52%, we're not too far off. Let's go ahead and continue here. And all right, we got another event here. Okay, local fun run, graced by European Racing Series. So she just did a fun run, which improves her marketability. Wow, this lady is always doing things that improves her marketability. Some of the things that she had wore off, but she's always getting something different. That's interesting. And then the other thing is a vote. I didn't really take a look at it. It's the removal of Milan. Now, in theory, that would actually help us, but I'm probably just going to vote against it. Oh, actually, it's just an interview, so I'm just going to reject the interview because I don't really care. But that coming up, I am probably going to vote against it. But you know what? I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.